Greetings, Warriors of the Imperium. Today we're going to be figuring out whether it's worth checking out Warhammer Space Marine in 2024. The hype train right now is rolling so hard for Space Marine 2 coming out later this year, so I thought I'd jump back into the first game, see if it's worth checking out 13 years after its launch, especially for those of us that never really played it first time round. Does the intense action of this game still hold its appeal? And is it worth donning the power armor and joining the Ultramarines in their battle against a million-strong Orcish horde on an Imperial Forge world? Space Marine launched in September 2011 and it received generally favourable reviews from the critics. Metacritic and IGN rated it 7.5 out of 10, GameSpot gave it a 7, so these reflect solid scores, maybe not exceptional, but it certainly highlights the game's enjoyable action and their favourable representation of the Warhammer 40,000 universe. In the game, you step into the armour of Captain Titus, a battle-hardened veteran of the Ultramarine chapter. You're deployed to a forge world crucial to humanity's effort, and defence of it is non-negotiable. Yet, lurking in the shadows, there's something far more sinister than just the orcs, which amplifies the stake of this desperate battle within the game. So you can enhance your arsenal with new weapons, unlocks, armors, abilities, don jump packs, equip chainswords, unleash devastating fury blows upon your enemy, and the combat is both fast-paced and pretty fun. Having just started playing through the game again, I can say that the combat certainly does feel quite fluid. In essence, it kind of feels almost like a hack and slash with a bit of a third-person shooter element in there. I do not think it feels dated as it does for 13 years old. I think generally it's quite fun. I think the one thing they would say is the characters are a bit stoic in terms of like the lack of maybe facial animations or overall body movements. Graphics have come a fair way in 13 years, but overall I don't think that takes away anything from the enjoyment of playing through the game. You fight with Ultramarines, you hold key locations, you beat back the orcs, you do varied and different missions, and it definitely feels a bit like the Space Marine is like the be-all and end-all. You feel so strong, killing waves of grots and orcs all over the place. Your chainsword just carves them up. The campaign clocks in at about 8 hours in length. The game is currently heavily discounted on both Steam and GOG, Good Old Games. It's probably going to be discounted multiple more times before Space Marine 2 comes out. So if you've not played the game, now would be a time to keep an eye on it and maybe pick it up. So one of the first things I did this week when I reinstalled the game was to jump in to see if anyone was playing the multiplayer. It was an 8v8 PvP game mode that was available previously, and to my surprise I was inside a full server within just a couple of minutes, as you can see on screen. The game is having somewhat of a large resurgence right now with the Skulls event for 2024 and the imminent launch of Space Marine 2, so it's actually got the highest number of concurrent users it's had in over a year. There's 3 classes to play: the Devastators, the Assault, and the Tactical, and obviously I need some practice, but if you enjoyed the game back in the day and you wanted to get some PvP or practice in before Space Marine 2, then it certainly seems like the opportunity is here right now. So for your Warhammer lore diehards, there's been a little bit of a retcon for the second game in that Captain Titus is now a Primaris Marine and he is Lieutenant. At the time that this game released, the canon story was that Captain Titus was captain of the second company of Ultramarines before Captain Zacharias took over. So now he's a lieutenant, he's back, he's happy to be serving the Ultramarines once again. There's a whole wiki page you can check out if you want to learn more about Captain Titus, but he is now a Primaris Lieutenant and he will be the protagonist for Space Marine 2. So if you want to be prepared for Space Marine 2 later in this year, I think there's never a better time to catch up now with the journey through Space Marine 1 with Captain Titus. If you did enjoy this video, please consider leaving it a like and subscribing to the channel. I am the Blood Angels Commander, and every week we make Warhammer 40,000 content, mainly about Blood Angels, but sometimes about other things. So I'll catch you in the next one, my friends. By the blood are we made strong, for the Emperor. Peace.